Welcome to Creating Stuff. My name is Jim. Welcome to my shop. In the shop today, I am back working on the antique fire truck. I'd never planned on it being a two-part episode, but it kind of snowballed into a lot more work than I intended for. So it is what it is. So I'm back working on the antique fire truck. In this episode, I got to pull the cylinder head off in order to get a broken bolt out. And as any mechanic knows, that's how your one broke bolt away from a 30-minute job to being a 5-hour job. So it is what it is. I'm going to get the job done. I'm going to do it right. So anyways, it's time to get going. Well, but you're going to probably get a lot of time lapses here right away because I have to start with digging that thing out. And this truck I actually got to push back. So, because I got to make room for it. So, and then I can start tearing that apart. So, tell you what, time to get to work. Let's do it. Alright, I've got all the head bolts out, rocker arms, the rocker arm shaft is off, rocker arms are out, push rod's out, side covers off. So this cylinder head is just about ready to come off. All I gotta do is rig it, get the engine hoist set up. And actually, a few things, one thing I want to point out is this just shows how old this design is. Because this engine is from the 40s. More specifically, this is one of the first vehicles produced after World War II when they put civilian vehicles back into production. And the truth of it is, I've always had a term I call automotive archaeology, because when I work on modern vehicles, everything is it makes sense because the lessons have already been learned. This is so old. Like that copper tube right there is basically what that is. That is a lube line to send pressurized oil up to the rocker arm shaft, where in all modern engines, they would have an oil port that goes through the cylinder head, up the tower, into the shaft, done. And actually, as early as the 60s, it would have done that. So this is before they learned that. And I'm actually going to point out a few different things. I'll show you the rocker arm shaft as soon as I get the head off. And I'm going to point out a few other things on how old this design is. And the truth of it is, where you can look at modern day stuff and you say, oh, this makes so much sense. But this vehicle predates all that knowledge. This is before mankind even figured the better way to do it. So, and this is just what they had. So it worked. But anyways, all right, we'll tell you what, let me quit my yakking and let me get rigged to pull the cylinder head off. It fought me a little bit, but the head's out. Also, any number of vehicles, other vehicles similar to this, like a straight six, I probably would have just manhandled it by hand and pulled it out. But since the truck is so pretty, as you can tell, I've gone to great lengths to make sure I don't scratch it. And I got the head out. I did not put a single scratch in that truck. That's about the only reason why I use the engine hoist. Like I said, normally I just manhandle it, but the engine compartment's pretty deep in there, and I did not want to scratch that truck. So, use the engine hoist. Anyways, so it is out. Here is the culprit of why we're doing all this. And the one nice thing about it is when I look down inside the head bolt hole, this threaded hole goes all the way through. So that's actually a good thing. That can actually make it easy to get this broken piece out. So anyways, but I just got a call from my local auto parts store that the head gasket and all that has come in for this. So I'm going to go ahead. It's about lunchtime, so I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go pick those up, go grab some lunch, and then I'm going to come back and going to set this head up to start working on getting the broke bolt out and then cleaning it up, getting everything ready to go back together. So tell you what, I'm going to go to lunch. And I will see you in, unless it'll be an hour or so for me, but it'll be instantaneous for you. So see you in a bit. All right, I am back from lunch. And I had another delay on working on this truck. Is when I went to my local Napa Auto Parts store. Apparently, the kit with my head gasket, apparently UPS folded it in half so it could be shipped. So I had to send that one back and get another one sent because you can't use a head gasket that's folded in half. So it is what it is. So everything here just got delayed another week at the worst. So luckily this is not a money-making truck, so it's not a big deal. So they're not hurting for it. They just need it by 4th of July for the 4th of July parade. Not a big deal. And I'm not making any money on this truck, so it's not like it's costing me any money. So it's just costing me shop space. So anyways, enough of me bitching. It's time to get back to work, and I'm going to work on getting the broken bolt out of the cylinder head. And as you can see behind me, I have the head mounted up to my Bridgeport milling machine. Because you know what? If you got a tool to make the job easier, why not use it? So anyways, and I'll be the first. Here's the disclaimer. Is actually two disclaimers. Is number one, I'm not a machinist. I'm self-taught. And then number two, when it comes to extracting broke bolts, I'm not the best at that either. I've been very fortunate. I've worked with some guys that were just they're like gods when it comes to getting broke. They're very, very good at getting broken bolts out. I'm not one of those guys. So anyway, so this is what I'm going to do. But the one most important thing about getting a broke bolt out is if you can get a hole directly in the center all the way through it, that's generally going to help out. So the truth of it is, so since I have a milling machine, guess what? I have this head all mounted up where basically I can drill a very, very straight hole, and I can indicate this machine so it is dead center of that bolt. So so I have the tool. I'm going to use it, and I'll be honest. I've taken my share of broken bolts out, squeezed it into engine compartments, and you don't get that hole drilled in the center. It makes your life very difficult. So you know what? And bottom line is, I'm pulling the cylinder head out. So use the tools, do it right, and give yourself a good chance for success. So, but anyways, but the process I'm going to be using for getting this broken bolt out is, the truth of it is, hopefully it comes out in some of the process. But what I'm going to do is there's going to be several opportunities this bolt should come out without going all the way. But first and foremost is how I have it set up here right now is there's a little bit of threads, the end of the shaft where it broke off is all goofy and all that. So I've got a 1/4 inch end mill chucked up in the mill. I'm going to cut the top of that broke bolt off. So I have a nice flat surface so I can drill in. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to center the machine up, drill the hole all the way through, and then after I do that, then I'm going to go ahead and pull the oxyacetylene torch out, heat it up, and see if it spins out. And the whole thing about putting that hole in the middle is when you heat the bolt up, is basically when it goes to cool, since there's nothing in it's now hollow, it'll actually help it contract a little bit. It may come, it should, hopefully should come right out. But for whatever reason, if it doesn't, I already have the hole directly in the middle, so then I can just drill the hole size up, and I can clean the threads out, cut new threads. Then if that doesn't work, I'm still centered up on it, I can completely drill it out, do a helicoil, or I can do a steel insert. Hopefully it does not get to that point, but once again, I'm hoping for the best, but I'm planning for the worst. So tell you what, I'm going to quit my yakking, and it's time to get to work. It's time to get this done. All right, what I have set up right here, this is called a coaxial indicator, and basically this is a dial indicator that basically, although the motion of the indicator goes up and down, it measures basically the measurement it takes is how centered your workpiece is, which basically the little nub of the stud that's broke off, to the actual spindle of the machine. So I've already dialed this in, and I'm going to turn this machine on, on low. And now, if I get a focus, it's running about 1/1000th of an inch off center. So that's, I don't know how well you could see that. I'm not set up for close-ups like this, but I was about 1/1000th off center, which is not bad. And keep in mind, since it is a bolt, it's not machine perfect, so I'll take that. That's a whole lot straighter than doing it by hand. So now that I have it centered, and I have my Y and Z axis locked out, they're locked, so this can't move. I can move Z height, the table, I can move the table up and down, but that axis is not moving. And now I'm going to go up to my DRO, and I'm going to zero the X and the Y. So Z doesn't really matter. So for any reason, since I zeroed my DRO on this exact position, if my X and Y somewhat get out of whack, I can easily go back to the DRO and I can find this location very easily, very accurately. So tell you what, now let me break all this down. I gotta get set up so I can drill the center point. I'm gonna drill a hole through it and keep on going. So let's go. All right, first up is the center point drill. Just gonna do a small pilot hole so I can stay nice and centered. All right, now that I got the center hole, now I'm going to go ahead and get a bit and drill a hole all the way through. All right, now I'm set up with a drill bit a couple sizes smaller than what the tap requires, because like I said, this is just in case. If I'm tapping it out, I'll have to drill it again, but this is just plan A is the best way to put it. All right, I got a hole dead through the middle all the way through, so to the other side. So I'll tell you what now. I'm going to go ahead and just see if all of this drilling and heat might have helped break it loose. All right, well, once again, I still got a hole in the middle. If I got to tap it, I'll cut that off. But now I'm going to add some heat to this. All right, here comes the heat. Let's see if that did anything. Well, there you have it. I got her out. Like I said, the biggest reason I put the hole in there was for plan B. And if you look on the back side, if you can tell, that hole is dead in the middle of that bolt. So that's awesome. That is absolutely incredible. So, but yes, if heating it up didn't work, that hole was plan B or C or D or wherever it goes. But got it out. So it sucks I had to take the head off to get it out, but it's out. So let's get back to it. All right, I successfully got the broken bolt out. So I still have more work I have to do. I still have more work to do to this because I'm going to run a tap through all those holes, clean the threads out. I have to clean all the gasket mating surfaces. And I still have a while till the new gasket comes in again. So it is what it is. So tell you what, I am not going to bore you with all of the cleaning and tapping holes and stuff like that. So tell you what, when I get something interesting to show, I will bring you back to see it. So I'll see you then. All right, I am back. I just got off a 24-hour shift this morning. This is actually about noontime, as you can tell. I got a haircut this morning just because I had to do some adult responsibility sort of things. And unfortunately, I'm not going to get a full day out here. But I'm back working on the antique fire truck. And I'd love to say I'm going to finish it today. But unfortunately, I have to go back in and work a night shift tonight at my part-time job. So I'm not going to have a full day. I can't. I have less than 12 hours to work on this, and I need to get some rest in case I'm up all night again tonight. So anyways, enough of me giving my woe is me, and time to get back to work. now that I got the passenger side of the engine back together, now for what spawned everything, the blown exhaust manifold gasket. I got the exhaust manifold gasket surface clean. The cylinder head's already clean. So tell you what, it's time to get this, let's put the manifolds back on. Alright, got the manifolds back on. Apologize I didn't get any footage of that because I knocked the camera over and all you would have gotten was cursing and swearing. So anyways, manifolds are back on, so let me get to it. Alright, well, I got everything all hooked up. Got the carburetor on, got the new air filter, got the vacuum hoses hooked up. Everything up here is pretty much all back together. I haven't put coolant in it yet. But before I go any further, and I even got the exhaust pipe hooked up, but I gotta change the oil in this thing because I think it's been a while since it's been changed. So let's get this oil changed. Alright, that all boringness is done. I got engine oil in the engine. Oil's been changed. So all I gotta do is put antifreeze in, and this truck is about ready to start up. So I'm looking forward. I can see the finish line on this. But as I said just a little while ago, I'm just off for 12 hours. I gotta go back to work tonight. So I'd love to get it started and run today, but I don't have the time. I have a few more adult responsibilities I gotta do. And I gotta get some rest because there's a possibility I might be up all night. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that, and it'll be instantaneous for you. It's gonna be over about 12 hours for me. So I will see you tomorrow. All right, well, I'm back. I'm walking out to the shop. Unfortunately, I had a rough night at work last night, so I'm kind of dragging tail this morning, but I'm still motivated to see about getting this fire truck done. So I tell you what, let's get to it. All right, I had to get a light because it's a little dark in here, and this just shows on how old this truck is, because on how you start it is, as you know, you have your accelerator pedal, your brake pedal, your clutch pedal, and then you got a fourth one down here. This is actually your starter pedal. This pedal is connected to a linkage to engage the starter pinion gear to the flywheel. And then once it engages it, there's actually a heavy switch down there which actually supplies the current to the starter to actually turn the engine over. So very different than modern cars where you just turn the key. But I'm going to start, turn the key, put an electric fuel pump in it back when I did the restoration, just so it's easier to start. All the younger generations don't know what a choke is. That's a choke, and then make sure the truck's in neutral, which it is, and hit the starter pedal. Well, there you go. It's running. Let's go see what it looks like. Well, if you can hear me, I'm going to let it warm up, purge the air out of the coolant system, and I'm going to go from there. But looks like so far I don't have any leaks. Everything's looking good. So tell you what, I'll bring you back when I got something to show you. All right, I have run the engine, got it up to temperature. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick double check, a hot torque on the manifold bolts. Just make sure everything's still tight. Everything's looking good. I got no leaks. And then come back over here to the coolant funnel. You can see now we got green mix. So basically when all the air bubbles came out, it all mixed in so the system's all filled up. And you take this little plug, stick it in like so, and I can pull this out without making a huge mess. So I think that's a big win. That works very, very well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, put the radiator cap on, tighten those, check the oil, and then it's time to take this for a test drive. All right, let's get to it. right, well, this is it for the antique fire truck. Unfortunately, it came in for a simple, well, moderately simple repair that got very difficult. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes sometimes. And, you know, you take the good with the bad. And, you know what, sometimes you just got to get the job done. So, but I just got done with the test drive. Truck has no leaks. Everything is looking good. So I'm going to send it back home, and I'm going to call this good. So if you like this kind of content, please leave me a comment. I've helped out with a few different antique fire trucks over the years. This is the only one that I had a large part in doing the restoration. But anyways, it was fun nonetheless. And if you'd like to see more stuff like this, please let me know. Let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, please like it. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. So, well, this was a fun one. But tell you what, until the next one, be creative.